What's up, YouTube? I'm back. I haven't made a video in a long time because in the past 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I've been mad, I've been angry, I've been depressed, I was sick, and then I was busy finding a new job and all that. But now I'm finally back. And during that time period, I deleted my Twitter, and here's why in my social media rant. So Facebook was the original social media. Well, I guess MySpace was, but MySpace doesn't really count because that was before the time when everyone was always on their phone and always on the laptop, before the time period of smartphones. And Facebook was really the first cool social media, I guess. But I don't know. But Facebook somehow along the way differentiated itself from MySpace, which is why it's still running today. Yeah, I was one of the early high school students, I would say, to get Facebook. I got it in 2008, 2007 or whatever. But Facebook was originally because it was the first social media. It was where you could actually make a status and people would actually talk back to you. But then as Twitter became more popular, posting on Facebook wasn't as cool anymore. I would see people from back home, people who still regularly post statuses on Facebook like it was Twitter. So then Facebook became kind of uncool. So I didn't really like Facebook because all people did was post photos on it, and people were bragging about their lives on Facebook, so with their photos they were bragging about their lives. And I was like, when Facebook ironically makes you feel like you have no friends, because I'm not the type of person to initiate photos, and my friends, my close friends, aren't ones who like taking pictures either. So that's why I didn't really like Facebook, and why I deactivated Facebook during that time period of my depression and whatnot. But then I reactivated it because you have to realize that these photos are they're staged, and it's a way of people presenting themselves. And then I started to, because I deleted Twitter, which I'll get into more later, I started to post here more often, and then people have actually interacted with me again. And I don't use Facebook to post pictures anymore, really, because I don't really have albums, enough pictures to make an album. So I use Instagram more for that now. More on Instagram later too. But yeah, Facebook, I still kind of find it kind of pointless. The good thing about it is Messenger. But with a smartphone, we have unlimited texting, with your text all compiled in one conversation. Messenger isn't really needed anymore. And then yeah, I only use it for games and news stories. Oh, but I didn't where girls calling each other perfect on Facebook photos. No, you're not perfect. No one is perfect. Stop it. And Mark Zuckerberg's always talking about how Facebook is changing the world and the way we live. But is it really? It's definitely changing the way we live for the worse, and that we're always on our phone and whatever. But is it really changing it for the good? Now on to the next form of social media, which is Twitter. So I originally got a Twitter because it was a cool thing to do. Not a lot of my friends had it, and I would follow celebrities and stuff. That was mainly why I had Twitter. And then I just started. It was if I look back through all my tweets from my archive, it's basically me complaining, and I realized that complaining about my problems on Twitter isn't gonna do anything. It's not helping me. And I try to justify that by saying oh, I'm using it because I'm sharing my experiences, to make it normalize the hardships you face in life. If I had known this is normal, everyone feels the same as me, it's not just me, then I wouldn't feel so bad. So that's what I was trying to do. But then I felt more normal by talking to adults without Twitter. Like people who have done it before, like who've gone through it before. Like my mom, she's like, yeah, life is hard. Like shit happened. And then my friend was like, yeah, I had the same experience. Like I had, like this happened to me too. Like, and then like I started talking to my problems, opening up more with my mom and then my sister and cousin. And at first I was like, without Twitter, like who do I tell like random things to? And so I actually like texted this random thing to like 5 different people, or 3 or 4 or 5 different people. Like they all got I got like various responses, but most of them thought like I was complaining. But then I realized like it's also this thing of where I'm like, I don't have a clique. Like you know how not everyone, but people have like their friend group that they tell everything to. Like I didn't really have that. I had a friend group in college, but they're not really active on social media or texting. And one of them's in France now, another one's busy with med school. And I realized that my sister and cousin are that group that I need. And because of that, we've gotten closer since then. Yeah, so Twitter, yeah. With like BuzzFeed now, like all the funny stuff on Twitter, like you can still see that without actually being on Twitter. Now Instagram. So I only recently got Instagram when I got a smartphone. When I recently got a smartphone, and I like Instagram. People say like people don't like Instagram for the same reason I don't like people posting pictures on Facebook. Like it's like this fake image. That's like what's it called? It's performance. It's a performance. It's not real. But I realize that, like, in my Instagram posts, like, I, like, tell the truth, like, by captions or, like, no filter, I never wear makeup, whatever, like, it's, like, the truth. Or I try to keep it as real as possible, like, I don't post selfies of myself a lot. There is that one article on ESPNW, this profile of this, I think, Boston College. I'll correct it in the captions or subtitles, whatever it's called, annotations. But she, like, her life seemed perfect on Instagram, but in the inside she had like depression, and in the end, like, she ended up jumping off a building and killing herself. So so don't believe everything you see on social media, or don't take it for its face value, if you understand what I mean. But Instagram and social media is a good thing, like, in that it has allowed celebrities to take back their own life. They get to control what content their fans see. So the paparazzi and news outlets aren't the only ones telling their stories. So Instagram, I also like Instagram because I mostly follow celebrities, or I like to follow celebrities because people might think that's like shallow to follow the Kardashians, but it's like I follow them because it's like my inspiration. Like, I want to be successful in like what I want, goals. Okay, Instagram, we're done with Instagram. What else is there? Snapchat. So like Instagram, I only recently got Snapchat, and I don't really snap a lot because like there's nothing really interesting in my life. But Snapchat is better in like combating the fake, inauthentic images of Facebook and Instagram, and that it's more real, like real time, showing what people do. Their lives aren't as exciting through Snapchat. But so I'm not like addicted to Snapchat as I would say I was to like Twitter. When I first deleted Twitter, or I posted like a yik yak, and like it got more responses than any of my tweets recently. Like, and I posted another yak, and it was like when more strangers respond to your yak than to your tweet, and like so many people upvoted it. Well, not that many, I'm bragging, but yeah. The problem with Twitter is like no one was actually responding to me, even though I was like I was like opening everything about me, like telling everyone all about my problems. Like no one was actually helping me. Like it was a cry for help, but no one was actually helping. Like maybe like 2 or 3 people would see my tweets. Actually 4 people out of like 100 followers would see my tweets and like reach out to me. And they'd reach out to me when like I was over it or after I needed consoling. By then it was already too late. And going back to that, the amount of followers we have, like Facebook, I have like 500 friends there, so it makes more sense to post on Facebook than on Twitter because you'll get more people you'll get more interactions with people, and people actually still check Facebook even if it's like uncool or whatever. People still check Facebook. That's how a lot of things are still spread. I think I covered it all. Yeah, thanks for watching this unscripted rant. I hope you got something out of it and it wasn't boring or, yeah. And I hope I sounded intelligible and I didn't waste your time. Thanks.